Us. I'm Sensei Marco Lala, and thank you for purchasing my new instructional video, Destructive Low Kicks and Knee Attacks. If you've already seen my first video, How to Knock Out Any Attacker Within Seconds, you saw the destructive, damaging power of kicks to the higher level. But on this tape, I'm going to concentrate on how you can master the devastating potential of low kicks. Low kicks are a lot easier to master and do not require the flexibility that is needed for high kicks. Why a whole tape on low kicks and knee attacks? Well, I had the pleasure of fighting someone who was very proficient in low kicking. It felt like he could have snapped my legs at any minute, and I was squatting over 400 pounds at the time. From that day on, I vowed to myself that I was going to discover every secret I could about low kicking and knee strikes. On this tape, I'm going to start out with several training methods on how to develop the lower part of your body to deliver crippling low kicking techniques. Then I'm going to get into some segments of a seminar that I held here at my dojo on April 26, 1992. Then I'm going to get into the actual low kicking techniques themselves. I think you're going to find this a very informative tape. And again, as always, keep an open mind and train hard. Us. Cinder block conditioning methods. The next series of conditioning exercises are designed to toughen the various striking surface areas of the foot. This is the knife foot edge. In all the striking methods, please keep in mind to keep the toes and your foot muscles tightened, just as you would when you make a tight fist. Now we're working the ball of foot, which would be used in a front kick or even roundhouse kick application. Remember, try to work both sides evenly. In this situation, I'm just showing you the various techniques with my right foot. This is the bottom heel of foot, which can be used for downward strikes to the temple while somebody's down on the ground, or also straight into the pelvis area, as you'll see later on in this video. The next is the back of heel, which can be used also for downward strikes while your opponent is on the ground, or for spinning type techniques, spinning heel kicks to the groin or head level. Remember, always keeping your toes tight. 6'4" heavy bag training. This segment I'm doing with a partner. This helps timing and also keeps you motivated because you want to kick just as hard as your partner is. Remember, try to build up same timing so the bag doesn't move that much. And kick harder and harder. The 6'4" bag comes in very handy when practicing low kicks and high kick combinations. This particular bag was custom designed for my studio and is available through the Iron Warrior Federation if you're interested. Here I'm practicing the low roundhouse kick with the left leg continuously one after the other. It is also an endurance type workout as well as a power training workout. Keep in mind the pivot on the supporting foot. Here is the straight in knee kick on the heavy bag. Notice the twisting of the hip into the kick as I perform the knee kick. This is very important for achieving maximum power. Next is the roundhouse knee kick. Again, pivoting on the supporting foot, throwing it at about rib level. Now, as you see, I'm combining a low knee kick and a middle height knee kick. The low kick can be thrown towards the thigh area or the groin area. As I stabilize the bag, I'm getting ready now for the next training method. This is hooking the bag with the left hand as if I'm grabbing the opponent's head and throwing in the left roundhouse knee kick. As we throw knee kicks, please keep in mind to keep the toes pointing downward to expose the correct part of the knee for attack. Freestyle bag training with low kick combination. What I'm doing here now is just arbitrarily putting together some kicking combinations. This instance is the low round kick followed by the knee kick. This is also described thoroughly in the knockout video using a shield with an opponent.
Now I'm working right and left sides with a double roundhouse kick combination, and now the roundhouse kick and knee kick also. Notice the footwork. I try to keep a certain distance from the bag so I can throw the technique with the maximum amount of power. I don't want to be too close or too far away. My hands are always up trying to control the bag just as I would an opponent in a fighting situation. And again, from this angle, you can see the body movement here, how I use the hips to drive the kick into the bag. I'm also using the swinging of the bag to help in developing power in my kicks. Kick shield training with the low side kick aimed towards the knee joint area. This particular kick is thrown from the chambered position, and now I'm going back down to the floor and then chambering the leg up and kicking. So you can work it both ways, repetitively, one after the other from the chambered position, or this way, coming back down, setting, and then throwing the kick again. Next is a front kick to the knee level. Again, low kicks are a lot easier to throw than high kicks, so the power can be greatly enhanced. This particular kick is thrown to the front of the knee. Remember, always hands up so that you can follow up with hand techniques. Arm guard training. This whole segment requires a partner to work with, but really the benefits are greatly worth it. As you can see, the partner can move around and try to help you with the training methods. He can motivate you, encourage you to kick harder or move faster. The first one was for the roundhouse knee kick. This is the position now for the straight-in knee kick, with both arm guards crossed in front of the person holding the shields. As you can see, I'm using various hooking methods also that I'll describe at the end of the video. Now a variation of a jumping in straight knee kick. Now I'm setting up for the low roundhouse kick. Make sure one pad is on the inside of the top pad to absorb more of the power of this low roundhouse kick. Again, watching the pivot of my supporting foot and driving the hip into the kick, striking with the shin area. This is a variation of a combination setup for the low roundhouse kick and a knee kick. As you can see, the low roundhouse kick with the right leg and the knee kick with the left leg. Next is a variation with an opponent throwing a hook punch or a sucker punch at you. You'll see now how you evade it and use the evasion to set up a momentum for the knee kick. As the opponent evades towards the right away from the punch, follow up with the knee kick. Wall training. Those of you who have my book, The Ultimate Weapon, will understand that when using the wall for conditioning exercises, we don't strike at it as we would a heavy bag. The techniques are thrown at a lot slower pace, really concentrating on making contact with the surface area or the striking area of the weapon you're using. In this instance, the ball of foot. The correct striking area for the low kick is approximately 4 fingers below the knee, because that's a very sensitive area, starting underneath that position to the top of the ankle. This is the low roundhouse kick applied to a sandbag. Again, the sandbag is very firm, so I want you to be careful throwing the technique slowly, concentrating on the striking area. This is another variation of shin conditioning using a straight-in kick. For the instep, you can see we start a little bit above the toes to the top of the ankle to condition the instep. Again, using the sandbag. Nice, slow, wide movement to really condition the surface area. Next is the heel or bottom heel training method using the sandbag. This particular thrusting kick, as we'll see later on, can be used towards the pelvis area. Remember, chamber the leg up and then drive the heel out straight into the target. Here's a quick look at how I set up the bag stand with the cinder blocks and then a regular mail sack in this situation filled with sand. The cinder block behind the bag is to keep it away from the wall. Now we're going to use the arm guards as thigh protective equipment. What we do is take 3 white belts or 3 pieces of rope, set the 2 arm guards to the side. Take one of the belts, loop them through the top strap of the arm guard in this manner. And we take one side, loop it through again so that we can set it up as a belt, just like so, wrapping it through the 2 straps. Step into the belt, the makeshift thigh protective gear, tighten it up, slide the arm shields over to proper position. Okay. Then in order to prevent further sliding, we take a reverse loop through the top strap of the arm shield, like so. This will keep it securely in the proper position. Coming through again, reverse looping it. Then make a knot here. Okay, now we have the top part set up in this fashion. Then we take one of the other belts, strap it up on the bottom, like so, 2 or 3 times, getting a nice firm, tight feeling on it. This way. Take the third, set it up. Again, coming around, tying it here. You can tuck the belt out of the way in this fashion. Then we're ready to go to work on low thigh kicks. And then as another dimension, if you like, we incorporate the kicking shield so that we can work different angles and heights for knee kicks and thigh kicks. Another interesting variation of using the arm guards as leg protective gear is tying them below the knee level so that we can throw low side kicks and other low striking methods below the knee area. In this situation, you can see the opponent is countering a high kick and following right up with the low side kick. Here's the thigh kick protective gear used versus the low roundhouse kick. I'm working both legs as we switch back and forth, striking with the rear leg. The next method is attacking the front leg and the rear leg with the combination of my right leg and left leg attacks. That was a combination now. Low knee kick to the thigh, followed with the left roundhouse kick to the person's rear thigh. Faking low, then coming back up high with the roundhouse kick. This is a little freestyle variation of the thigh pads and arm pads. Working different angular attacks to the low level and high level using knees and shin attacks. Remember, always keep your hands up and try to use explosive movements as we come in, working various combinations. In training is the time to experiment, not on the street. Here I'm trying to tie up my opponent and working knee kicks on the inside. Now adding the kicking shield, I can combine straight-in attacks with roundhouse kicks to the thigh. This combination is a front kick, low roundhouse kick, hooking in, and then coming in with the knee kick. Now let's go outside where I found several trees located in ideal positions for delivering various low kicks. Roundhouse kicks, front kicks, side kicks, back kicks, and so on. Here I have air shields tied strategically to different heights on a tree. This is described very thoroughly in my book, The Ultimate Weapon, and now you're seeing it live. You can see I can work various kicks, straight inside kicks, roundhouse kicks, and front kicks. Working on trees is very good because these trees are very strong and stable so that you can build more power in your kicks. Low kicking seminar, April 26, 1992, held at my karate school.
Okay, knee kick. Starting with the back leg. From this position here, back foot raises up. Make as if you're reaching forward here, grabbing your opponent's head here. Raise the knee and try to kick your chest with your thigh or knee area this way. Kick, then bring it back. Kick and bring back this way. Okay? Try not to use a slow movement here. From here, just like you would strike, knee kick. Okay? This is more practical training. Just make all styles use low kicks. Okay? But sometimes everybody knows knee kick, everybody knows low roundhouse kick. But sometimes what happens is we don't train with those techniques in the class. Okay? Sometimes the instructor will say, you can use knee kick here, and that's it, we don't practice. Okay? Because knee kick is too dangerous or low kick is too dangerous. We have to practice this so that we can use it. If we don't train with these techniques, we can't use them on the street. Just we won't have it. Okay? That's like a surgeon in school. He said, I know how to cut. Okay? I know how to cut, so I don't have to practice. Practice on dead body or whatever. Practice how to use a tool. Right? If we don't practice low kicks, just like we practice our punches and blocks, we're never going to be able to use low kicking techniques in the street fighting application. Okay? 1 and 2. Hit. 1 and 2. Eventually, try to make each technique one right after the other. Pop, this way. E-kick and roundhouse kick. E-kick, then E-kick. The first 5 times with Kiai. Start pivoting slightly on the right foot here. Raise the knee up, kick, then back. Always hands up here. Okay, a lot of times you have a tendency, the kick's momentum will bring your arm down. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Nothing wrong with this, but use your elbow here. Use your elbow instead, because you can keep your hand up for striking, okay? Hand, elbow comes back, then we can strike with the elbow technique. We'll try not to commit yourself to bring your hand down too far. Good fighting, you'll see that right away. Attack, hooking techniques, okay? Or stop the hand coming back up and following up, elbow strike or something. Okay? Face me, left foot front fighting stance. First one we're going to practice is the lead leg, low roundhouse kick to the inner thigh. Okay, so everybody watch carefully. In this position here. Okay. We're going to practice now with the shuffle. So I break the movement down slowly. Okay, the movement should look like this, using a whole body coming in this way. Okay, but for now we're going to practice right foot moves in, back foot moves in, raising the knee, and throwing the kick here. My hand here right now is just holding the opponent, but we can use here, strike here, or elbow technique. But for now, shuffling, keeping the hands up, and low roundhouse kick. Remember what I explained, raising the knee as if we're throwing roundhouse kick here, but roundhouse kick to the inner part of the thigh, striking with the shin area, this way. So from here, and strike. Also, point number 2, this is not really a snap kick. Okay, what happens is our body comes in and our leg becomes like a bat. Swing, our door becomes like a hinge on the door. Bam! Swinging right in, using the whole body this way. Understand? So it's not more thrusting into the body. Also keep in mind, face me, step with front fighting stance. When you're moving in here, remember, the kick doesn't stop here. The kick is stopping here somewhere. This, so follow through 1, 2, this kind of feeling. Should be that kind of feeling. Don't hit each other hard that way, but I don't want to just see concentration. I can tell where your focus is. Kicks you're stopping here. 1, 2. My heel is almost facing opponent this way. So we have to pivot here. This is where the power is coming from. Okay. So again. 8. 9. 10. Try to use more. Everybody again, watch. Try not to use just a snapping kick with the instep this way. We try to move in here, raise the knee, kick down with the shin. Okay, striking with the shin area. This way. Just like that. This too much, sometimes we can even hurt your toes this way. Okay? Because this is very strong here. Okay, bam, right into the knee area. Okay? That will cause a lot of damage. Plus, we're at a good distance from here to throw a low kick. Okay? Rather than having to come in from here. So if we want to close the gap, using a low kicking technique is good. Here, whether it be for high kicks or to come in for hand techniques. All right? So, next one we're going to practice. Okay, left foot front fighting stance. From here, shuffle in. 1 and 2. This way. Okay. After 1, 2, step back, then 3. Okay, so 3 kick combination. Again, from here, shot here, and then this way. Shuffle in. 1, 2, left foot comes down to the side, and the top of the thigh. 1, 2, then 1, 2, this kind of move. What we're doing now, we're practicing combination. Just one kick. Good fighter. If you just stand there and think one kick is going to knock him out, you're going to get surprised. That's why we keep our hands up. So from here, 1, 2, and 3. So we have to adjust the distance here. 1, 2. If I'm too close, this foot's going to have to come back. Okay. If I'm too far, this foot's going to have to step forward a little bit. Okay. So this is not set in stone. Okay. There's no such fighting techniques or self-defense techniques is that way, set in stone. From here, 1, 2, then left leg to the 1. Okay. Overhand. Okay. From here, straight punch. Again. Then follow up with the kick. So again, this kick, then top of the leg thigh kick. Everybody understand? This kind of move. Again, slowly, overhand right, front kick or groin kick, then roundhouse kick with the back leg. Let's go face each other. He's going to throw high roundhouse kick. Okay. I'd like to show you 3 different techniques. One is off the lead leg from here, taking out the supporting leg as he's throwing the round from here. If we keep the right foot forward, all it is a simple back leg this way. This is all timing. This happens when we pair off in class. Those of you that have a karate school, okay, we train in karate school. Sometimes when we practice roundhouse kick on each other, just block. Learn, like I said, your defensive side, you're not throwing the technique, but you're learning now what's happening to his shoulder when he throws the kick. This is the only way we're going to learn this kind of technique, because we know he's throwing the roundhouse kick. You know what I mean? So this is more of, when they say anticipate your opponent's movement, this is exactly what we mean. Okay? So number 1 is to cut the kick, stop the kick right away when he throws a round kick. Number 2 is, if he throws the kick here, sometimes we can catch the kick. Okay? Then from here, remember what I showed you before, we can use this movement here. Okay? Hey, don't go. Okay. That's a simple takedown. But if we catch the kick, whether it be here, if we understand this, or just by accident, he kicks, we take it here. I want to work this. Kicking down using the low kick that we worked on before. Breaking the knee, either the top of the thigh or here, shaking down this way. Understand? We did this 100%. Face each other. Okay? You're going to throw a back leg front kick. Okay. I just want to practice this left foot step back and attack back leg. Just to get the feeling of evading kicking. 1, then 2, this way. Okay, so we practice left foot front, step back to right foot front, then follow up with back leg left. Okay. So last one, face each other. Combination from here, switch, then kick. Okay, we go. Shot, then high. Idea is try to bring attention down. Opponent's attention down here. Bring it down. Okay, come up. Or here, from here 1, then 2. From here come 1, then 2. Again. Shot. Then this kind of also, he's from here, down, then kick. Down, then kick. Down, kick. Down, kick. Let's go. Ready? Squat down, start on the right leg. 1, down, and 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now we're going to get into a thorough breakdown of low kicking techniques. The first kick will be the low roundhouse kick to the inside of the thigh. Here you can see I'm setting up the kick as if I throw a high round kick to the head area, bringing the knee up high. Then what I do is I redirect the angle of attack down towards the inside of the thigh area. Next is an attack to the top of the thigh. As you can see, I'm setting up as if I'm going to attack to the head level. As I raise the knee for the round kick, I redirect it at a downward angle, striking the top of the thigh. As you can see, I'm skipping out slightly to 45 degrees with my left foot and then attacking the top of the thigh. Here's the top of thigh kick at a different angle. As you can see, my left foot comes out at 45 degrees slightly and then attacking the top of the thigh. Next is an attack to the outside of the thigh. Again, you can see I'm setting up as if I'm going to kick to the head area, and I redirect the kick down towards the outside of the thigh. From a different angle, you see the knee come up, pivoting on my left foot and attacking with my shin to the outside of the thigh. Remember, push your hip into the kick, pivoting strongly with a good follow-through. Now I'm going to pinpoint the exact locations or target areas that we use to strike with the low kick. This particular instance, the inside of the thigh, about midway between the knee and the hip, and attacking the knee joint exactly. The outside of the thigh, we go between the waist and the knee, and also right at the knee also for a devastating low kick strike. Please be careful attacking the knee area with the low kicks. I would advise avoiding this in training though, because you can seriously injure the opponent's knee area. Top of the thigh can be thrown, again, just in between the waist and the knee, right at the knee and outside of the knee. These can be very damaging blows. Please be careful when you train. This is a variation of the inside low kick at the knee level. Again, this is the one that's very damaging. You can really destroy the knee area. Work this technique very slowly just to get the feel of it. As a side note, when practicing attacks to the groin area, remember there are two different variations. One is with the ball of foot straight into the groin. Then there's the groin kick using the instep where we get in under between the opponent's legs into the testicles. Next, we're back with the low side kick to the front of the knee joint. This can be used versus a straight punch from the opponent. Our legs are normally longer than arms, so that'd be a good defensive attack. Next is the front kick using the ball of foot into the solar plexus. I started out slowly by shuffling in, and now I'm skipping in quickly, throwing the kick. Now we get into low knee kicks. Just as we did with the shin, we attack the inside of the thigh with the knee kick. Then I follow up with some ground fighting kicks I'll thoroughly cover later on. Again, the low roundhouse knee kick to the top of the thigh, just as we did with the shin. And then again, low roundhouse knee kick to the outside of the thigh, followed with an attack to the ribs with the reverse punch. Just as the various different groin kicks with the feet, you saw with the knee, a straight-in knee kick, as in this situation here, and then follow it with a straight-up knee kick into the testicles. This particular kick can really cause damage. Roundhouse knee kick into the floating ribs. Again, neutralizing my opponent's hands there. Knee kick to the face, bringing down the guard, grabbing, hooking behind the head, and then throwing the knee kick. This is countering an attack followed with a knee kick to the side of the head. Again, hooking down and bringing the head down quickly to throw the knee kick. This is a variation of a jumping knee kick. And now another variation of a jump kick using the roundhouse. Jumping roundhouse kick with the shin to the outside of the thigh. Same idea, jumping roundhouse knee kick. A good way to close the gap. I'm faking upwards and then following up with the jumping round knee. Please use control when using the jumping kicks because it's very hard to really control these techniques. This is a knee kick to the lower spine area. I bring the opponent's head down very quickly and then follow up drastically with the knee kick to the spine. Now we're going to work with heel kicks to the pelvis area. As you can see here, I'm striking the pelvis bone with the bottom heel. This is a good stopping technique. Now I'm using the heel kick to the inside of thigh to the back leg. Now I'm going to start working combinations of low kicks. This is a double low kick to the inside of the thigh. Same concept here, this time following with a knee kick instead of 2 low kicks to the inside of the thigh. Low kick, then knee kick, takedown. At all times, keeping control of the opponent. Another double kick with the front leg, then back leg knee kick. Again, always keep your attention focused on your opponent after all techniques. Double front leg ground kick followed by a back leg. Here we see how we can use a low kick for a takedown method. What I do is I throw 2 roundhouse kicks to the lead leg and then follow up with an attack to the opponent's back leg with the roundhouse kick. Again, slowly, 1, 2, and then the third kick we follow right in, taking out the back leg. My master likes to call that a sickle kick. Now 4 and 5 kick combinations. Double roundhouse kick to the inside, back leg, groin kick, and then followed with a knee kick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm showing an evasion takedown followed by a heel kick. Downward parry, the front kick, takedown, and then followed with an attack to the head area. Here it is slowly, the takedown, and now driving the heel into the temple. This leads into attacks while the opponent is down. This situation, you see, I'm pulling the arm and driving the heel simultaneously. Various striking techniques after a successful takedown. Again, with these methods, practice the technique slowly. This is a knee drop to the ribs. Now, a knee drop to the jaw. Always hands up. Anything can happen. The opponent may come and kick at you in this position. Knee drop to the temple. Knee drop to the solar plexus. Again, pulling the arm, driving the heel into the floating ribs. Now attacking the spine with the back of heel. To the Achilles heel or tendon.